Kahala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakateawa, Brakateawa Shai, Brakateawa, Brakateawa Shai, Brakateawa, Brakateawa Shai, the water, above, called Kadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach us truth, which I believe through the Holy Scripture, lined up with these prophecies, 100% of the truth. I'm your brother Malakama, and I want to do a lesson today based off of a dream I had last night. And I just want to use it for edification's sake. A lot of times we have dreams or visions. They may relate to the word or they may not. But a lot of times I like to put it out there so that if anybody may see it, they may have a different interpretation, or if it does has a meaning that's in reference to this truth and these prophecies. And this dream that I had last night, it's kind of weird. It was I was walking down the street and I seen this, it's like a one-story building. And I walk in because it didn't have any doors, so I kind of walk in and work my way to the back. And when I go to the back, I see these tables with white sheets over each one of the tables, And didn't see anybody else around, but just these white sheets laying over maybe like 7 tables. And then after a while, I started hearing a whimpering, like somebody whimpering, like a dog whimpering, but they couldn't speak. And as I looked closer to the tables, one of the sheets was kind of pulled halfway off one of the end of it, and you could see a head, of a we call African American or so-called black, his head sticking out, partially. And I could see in his eyes, man, you could see the fear, and he was just whimpering, and he was whimpering, but he couldn't say any words, and you could tell that he was in so much torment, and he was in torment and anguish and in pain, and he kind of moving his head from side to side, and you can see the other tables that they had other people up underneath them, and they were kind of moving also, but all you can hear was this whimpering sound. And I come out of the room, man, in shock and fear, and I walk around and you can see it's the Edomite, man. It's the Edomite, kind of looked like, how they wear those white lab coats, man, and he would just had his clipboard going on about his business. And after that, man, I kind of ran out of the building, back out into the street, man. I said, let me, in my mind, it's like I need to get the hell away from here, And but that's why I remember about the dream. I remember these they remind me of Jakes. They seem like Jakes that was up under there, but like they was being tortured somehow or tormented, and used for some type of experiment. And so that was pretty much the dream. After that, I kind of woke up. Cause usually I have these dreams just before I wake up to go use the bathroom. And so I'm gonna go with some precepts with that, because I think that dream kind of goes into a time of Jacob's trouble. And a lot of these things, believe it or not, they're going on in some of these laboratories, man. Don't think the Edomites are not doing things to our people, behind closed doors. They run experiments on our people. Some of these, you find a lot of homeless that's missing off the street. They turn up missing, and never seen again. So what to say that they can't go out there and just snatch some of them up and use them for experiments, man. Some of these missing kids, that's turn up missing, to tell them what the hell they're doing to them, And that was just through the spirit, man. So I'm gonna kind of run down some precepts. Because usually when I wake up and I had these dreams, I had to make my notes, because if not, I'll forget. And I remember the doctor saying, prior to me going into that building, they was talking about getting Jake's people, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, for a type of stem cell research. And in that research, they supposed to, find Jakes that were paralyzed, and they're going to make them walk again. And that was supposed to be the thing behind these experiments that they were doing on our people. So it was supposed to be to make them walk again. But you can see that these jakes were in deep pain, man, in deep torment, and nobody was there to comfort them, man. But yeah, that was what that dream was. Those are all the notes that I took, when I woke up. So we're going to go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, verse 14. And I will make thee to pass with thine enemies into a land which thou knowest not. For a fire is kindled in my anger, which shall burn upon you. The Lord's verse, Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 11. The Lord Yahweh said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant, verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in a time of evil and in a time of affliction. So during that time of Jacob's trouble, man, if you are the Lord of remnant, the chosen few, man, the Lord is going to deliver you in these times, man. So you're not going to have to worry about going through a lot of these things. Most of us. Now, some of us are going to be tormented, but majority of us, man, they're going to be delivered out that time of Jacob's trouble and the World War III. But some of us may have to go through because they're going to try to gather up the elect, man. And then some of us may go through some type of torment, but the Lord is going to be with us even during that time of torment, man. Because some of us, according to Scripture, are going to lose our lives, but we're going to only to regain them again, within 3 days. Let me go back again, Jeremiah 15 and 14. And I will make thee to pass with thine enemies into a land which thou knowest not, for a fire is kindled in my anger, which shall burn upon you. Jeremiah chapter 15 and 9. She that hath borne 7 languisheth, she hath given up the ghost. Her son is gone down while it was yet day. She hath been ashamed and confounded, and the residue of all them will deliver to the sword before their enemies, saith the Lord. So the Lord is going to give our people to these enemies, man. So we're going to be used for all type of experiments, which they've been doing experiments on our people since way back, since they brought us over here. Slaves, they did all type of experiments on them. And if you look it up, I think they went into Benjamin Franklin's down in his cellar, man. They recently did a dig down there and found out he had all type of human skulls down there, which were probably our people, mostly probably our jakes, this is a wicked man, man. It's a beast upon the earth, man. And there's no telling what type of wicked, evil thoughts, go through this man's head, He can come up with some of the cruelest ways to torment and punish our people. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 6. Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord Yahweh. Thou art gone backward, therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee, and destroy thee. I am weary and with repenting. So we turn our back on the Lord, man. And even to this day, we go out there, we put these lessons out to warn our people, and yet they still refuse to listen. They continue to turn their back, man, and they follow the ways of the heathen. So the Lord, his anger, is kindled, man. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee, and who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? And like I said, when I saw those jakes, man, on those tables, being, going through all type of torment, there was nobody there to comfort them, man. Nobody there to give them any type of pain, treat anything for pain or anything. And I remember during right after COVID, that so-called doctor, who was pushing the jab on our people. I remember they found some old test studies that he had done on dogs, man. And I remember he had these dogs in the laboratory, and had these dogs in some type of chamber where the dogs couldn't move, and they were locked in, and had fleas on these dogs, man, just eating these dogs alive. And to keep the dogs from whimpering and crying, he cut out the dogs' vocal cords, man, and let the fleas eat the dogs to death, man. So what type of hell experiment is that? What is that all about, So during this time of Jacob's trouble, man, when this devil is totally unleashed, because his wrath is going to be lifted up, because he only got a few days left. His time is short. Tell him what type of stuff that he has in his mind that he's going to do to our people. And 2/3 of our people, you so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Americans, man, you're going to get it, man. The Lord's going to allow you, who always asking about Esau and worrying about Esau when it comes time for deliverance. The Lord's going to show you who your enemy is, man. And you're going to cry for the Lord, but it's going to be too late. You're not even going to know that name to call upon, because you refuse to hear. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 5. For thus said the Lord Yahweh, enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament or bemoan them, for I have taken away my peace from this people, saith the Lord, even long kindness, even loving kindness and mercies. So the Lord said, don't even mourn for them, man. They get what they just deserve, man. They're going to get their just due on this side for, being wicked as hell, man, going along with this heathen. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 12. And ye have done worse than your fathers, for behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, and they may be hearkened unto me. So as you can see, in these times we're in now, man, Jake is waxing worse and worse and worse, and continue to get worse, man. Jake right now is being more, he done took the mantle, man. He's running with it, man. He's worse off. He's more wicked than these heathen nations, man, that are amongst us, man. Shalakia. Romans chapter 1, verse 18. But Yahweh shows his anger from heaven against all sinful, wicked people who suppress the truth by their wickedness. And what are they doing right now? They're suppressing the truth, man. The brothers out here on the highways and byways preaching the truth to our people, and they don't want to hear it, man. They don't want to hear the truth because they cover it up, with their wickedness, man. They try to justify their wickedness by denying the truth. So the Lord is going to let the heathen have his way with them, man. They're going to be tormented, all type of pain and torments, man. And that's the hell that the Lord is talking about, man. That's pure hell. To be in a position where you have nothing, no control over it, and just to have your enemies do whatever you want to do to you. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 8. For that righteous man dwelleth among men, and seeing and hearing vex his righteousness soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. Who will be punished? So the Lord is going to reserve them, man. Right now they're having their way. They're all on these award shows just flaunting their wickedness and prideful about it, man. And really they're marking themselves. They're setting themselves up for a very a cruel punishment, man. Don't think they're not going to get their reward, man, for all this wickedness that they're doing, man. Right now, thought culture, man, is top of the list, man. What they call drill music, drilling each other, niggas out here killing each other, man. Just being all wicked and all type of adultery, man. Those niggas is, they're going to get their just due, man. Their reward is coming. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 13. And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness as they that count it pleasure to ride in the daytime. Spots they are all blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceiving ways, with their own deceivings, while they feast with you. Our people right now, man. 2/3 right now is wicked as hell, man. You see them out here. They all tattooed up. They marked all over their body. Declaring their wickedness. You see these transformers out here. They sport it proudly. You speak on it. They'll come after you, man. Someone will even attack you, and then you'll be the one that's going to get locked up for defending yourself against these monsters, man. These damn brute beasts, man. And our women, man, just all out, you know. And they're the ones that's raised in this next generation that's going to wax worse and worse because they have no obedience, man. They have no discipline, you know, no type of dignity, man. All that's thrown out the window right now during this time, man. Second Peter chapter 2, verse 14. Having eyes full of adultery, and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls and hearts that have exercised the covetous practices, cursed children, which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam, of Baal, the son of Bazar, who loved the wages of righteousness. Verse 17, these are wells without water, clouds that are carried with a tempest, who the midst of darkness is reserved forever. For when they speak great swellings, words of vanity, they are lured through the lust of the flesh. Through much wantonness, they that were clean escape from them who live in error. So right now, these things are just abundant upon the earth, man. And we have people, that do go to these so-called church houses. These Christians are not speaking out on it. The only thing these Christians are doing is alluring our people with these strongholds of making it here in this here society. They try to connect them and bound them to the society by the spirit of prosperity, man. And that's what they constantly preaching in these church houses, man. It's prosperity to our people. It's only making it in the society, and therefore they're going to be bound to the wickedness that's going to be tied here, man. They're going to reject the true ways of the Lord, because the true ways of the Lord, man, it doesn't say anything about not making it in this society, but it said don't overwhelm yourself with chasing, these things of this world, man. With chasing prosperity, trying to make it in society. The Lord is going to give you your portion according to what He wants you to have. If we do, we have to live in this world, but we should be bounding ourselves to it. Because this world here is only temporal, man. And these church houses that you go to, that you show your allegiance to, they're not speaking out against these abominable things that's going on. They tell you to come as you are, You don't have to change. You just come to the church, pay your tithes. Pretty much is what they're asking, So a lot of our people are going to be destroyed, man, by co-signing with this wickedness, man. And these people that's leading these church houses, they're not speaking out against it, not speaking the true words of the Lord. They're going to get their just due, man. Like the Lord said, they're pretty much wells without water. So people coming there for thirst, man, and they're still leaving out thirsty because they're not giving them that living water, man. The Lord has asked, our people that what we're supposed to do, that we're commanded to do if you're in this truth, man. So they false prophets, they wolves in sheep clothing, man. They leading our people to a woeful slaughter, man. And we're approaching that time of the MOTB. So a lot of our people are going to be, they're going to be faced with a major decision, man. And these churches are going to lead them right to the devil, man, right to that wolf. These sheep, that's unaware. But those sheep that's going to be misled, though, they're going to be the 2/3. The Lord has already ordained them because, they rejected the ways of the Lord, man. I'm quite sure they heard on YouTube or somebody out here preaching this word, man. Because the Lord has said that He was going to preach His word to the four corners of the earth. But our people want to reject it. They wanted to follow the ways of this society, not according to the ways of the Bible. They don't want to call out these abominations that's going on, man. Our people being totally misled, and they delivered right into the hands of the devil, man. So, with that, like I said, a dream, I have it pretty vivid, man, and it was, I just remember the main thing, but that dream is just hearing them whimpering, man, and they're tormented. And that same is going to be in these last days, man, especially those who do survive Jacob's trouble, only to see another end. That's like the Bible said, when you escape from the from the bear, only to fall into the hands of the lion. So if they make it out Jacob's trouble, they're going to be destroyed during the time of the third woe, when them ICBM missiles come over here and destroy Babylon the Great. You know, so it's going to be a lot of things, you know, that's, Lord willing, you know, we close to that time, man, for the Lord to come back. Before he do come back, man, it's going to be hell here on earth, man. It's going to be a lot of sedition amongst men, Jacob's trouble, you know, being without food, being without shelter, you know, all these things going to be going on, man. And the Lord is going to put a spirit on these devils, man, these Edomites, to come after you, Jakes, man. The ones that's out here, you know, preaching and crying out for Jake, you know, thinking Jake, Shalakia, preaching and crying out for these Edomites, man. You're gonna get your reward, man. You're gonna die right along with your Edomite oppressors. You're gonna die right along with the wicked. And you church houses that co-sign all this stuff that's going on today and not speaking out against these evils, abominations going on in the world, man. You and your congregation is going to get it, man, unless you repent and come out of it, man. Come out of this this wicked land of Egypt. And that's spiritual come out, you know. We spiritually disconnect. So with that all being said, I pray this lesson edifying. All praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And on to the next.